Welcome to the Explainer. So Microsoft's latest AI announcements are, well, they're interesting because it feels like they're pulling in two completely different directions at once.
On one hand, you've got this really fun, almost playful tool for creators that lets you turn a 2D photo into a 3D model. But then on the other hand, you have this incredibly powerful, industrial-strength engine for huge companies that can slash their business planning time by 94%. These feel like two different worlds.
So you have to ask, how are these two things possibly connected? What's the grand strategy here? Okay, let's dive in and try to connect the dots. And we'll start with the creator side of things.
All right, first up is this new feature, Copilot 3D. And honestly, this is the most tangible and, let's be real, the most fun part of the announcement. The promise is pretty simple. Take a picture and it'll turn it into a three-dimensional model for you.
And in early tests, it's surprisingly good with simple things. Inanimate objects, no problem. You feed it a picture of some IKEA furniture or a banana, and it works. But when you get to more complex subjects like animals or people, that's where things get a little weird. For instance, when reporter Tom Warren tried it out with a photo of his dog,
yeah, that result pretty much says it all, doesn't it? It perfectly illustrates where this tool is at right now. It's a fascinating, amazing peek at what's coming, but wow, it is definitely still in the experimental labs phase.
Now, Microsoft is clearly trying to get this into as many hands as possible. They're making it free for all Copilot users, it uses standard file formats, and it's got some basic guardrails built in. The goal is pretty obvious. They want everyone to jump in and start playing with it, to start experimenting even while it's still a work in progress.
So even with its current, let's call them quirks, and its very questionable grasp of animal anatomy, you can absolutely see the huge potential here, right? Once this gets refined, this could be a total game changer for so many people. Game developers could whip up prototypes in minutes, AR designers could build worlds faster, and teachers could create amazing visual aids.
But here's the key. This creative leap isn't just a gimmick about making 3D models. It's actually powered by a much deeper, more intelligent layer that connects this fun tool to everything else Microsoft is doing.
And that intelligence layer is getting a massive upgrade. We're now talking about the brains of the whole operation. It's called Smart Mode, and it's powered by a new integration that is way more important than just making 3D models.
Microsoft is bringing in OpenAI's newest, most powerful model, GPT-5. And this isn't just some small update. It's a huge leap forward in the AI's ability to actually reason, to use logic, and to handle really complex problems that have multiple steps.
And all that power gets delivered through this new Smart Mode in Copilot. Think of it like an AI traffic director. Instead of using one model for everything, it's smart enough to route your request to the best model for the job. Simple question, fast response. Complex problem, it switches over to the heavy-duty GPT-5. And that improved reasoning is exactly what's needed to fix those bizarre dog errors we saw earlier. And the key here is just the sheer scale of this rollout. This new brain isn't just for one tool. Microsoft is injecting this advanced intelligence everywhere, from the free Copilot you might use for daily questions, all the way to the professional tools that developers and massive corporations depend on every single day.
So we have the cool creative tool on top and the powerful brain in the middle. But none of that works without the industrial strength foundation running everything behind the scenes.
And that foundation, that's Microsoft's giant cloud platform, Azure. This is the enterprise scale engine that powers the entire AI strategy. It's the real powerhouse.
And this is the other side of that AI coin we talked about at the beginning, just raw business impact. For a company like Starkist, building their supply chain systems on Azure's AI cut their planning time by a mind-blowing 94%. Just think about that. That's not just an improvement, that's a complete overhaul of how they work.
That kind of impact is only possible because Azure is built for this sort of mission-critical job. It's got the infrastructure, the security, the whole shebang. But what's really, really important here is that it's an open platform. Microsoft isn't locking companies into only using its AI. They're providing this secure, powerful bedrock to run models from anyone. Partners like Anthropic, Mistral, you name it.
So now we can pull back and see how all the pieces actually fit together. We can see the full picture that Microsoft is painting, from the corporate cloud all the way down to the individual creator.
The easiest way to think about it is like a three-layer stack. At the very bottom, you have Azure. That's the raw power, the muscle. In the middle layer, you have the intelligence, the brains of the operation. That's GPT-5. And then, sitting right on top, are the applications, like Copilot 3D. That's the part we actually touch and interact with. So, in the end, that fun little 3D tool and that massive corporate engine, They aren't separate ideas at all. They're just two different expressions of the exact same unified platform. One is a demo of its creative potential, and the other is a showcase of its incredible industrial power. By building out this single, integrated strategy, Microsoft is making a huge bet that it can become the one indispensable AI platform for everybody, from an artist working on a laptop to a global corporation running logistics. The only real question is, what are you going to build with it?